London's not really a good place for young people. It's more of an adult city. I think adults are only really interested in us when we do something wrong. Life's not really straightforward. I mean, most people just think it's just like growing up, being a teenager and becoming an adult, going to work and that. But it's not really as easy as that. I think with young people, the media is more focused around the negative things that maybe we do rather than positive stuff.
I'm Julian Sayarer. When I was 23, I broke a world record for cycling around the world. I led a group of young Londoners on a ride from London down to Brighton, 60 miles. None of them had met before. I suppose it was a bit of a social experiment, really. It was the furthest any of them had ridden. I wanted to see that they could get on all right, if they could work together, leave the city, get to the sea. I grew up in a small town in the Midlands. There's a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, not a lot of jobs. Getting on a bicycle was a first independence. Helped take me away from this place with not an awful lot going on. People are generally, of course, a bit taken aback that I cycled around the world. But for me, there's just something in the bicycle that, this sense of possibility makes you realise the world's out there. It really opens something up. I don't think most adults realise the sense of freedom that young people get on a bicycle, how important it is to them, the way it allows them to take control of their lives in a city. I always wanted to see if that experience that I had growing up when I cycled out of the place where I lived would be the same for young people growing up in London. Bike Fix in Holborn has agreed to let us use their space for the day. I'm really excited to meet all the guys. Not long now, they should be arriving here in half an hour, and I need to get this place cleaned up quick. I've organised a little bit of a workshop for everyone, for the guys to get to know one another, really. Everyone's from different backgrounds, they've never met before. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. Everyone's just arrived. It seems a little bit standoffish, maybe. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. Okay, guys, thanks very much for coming. First off, I thought we'd start out with a little getting to know one another. If you could tell us about yourselves, what you like, what you don't like. Ed, do you want to get us started?
My name's Edward. Sorry, can I I've never called myself Edward in my life.
Yeah, you're Ed, man, you're Ed.
Yeah.
Just start all over again.
I'm Ed. I live in Thamesmead. It's pretty grim. Living on benefits is really quite rubbish. It's not any fun. You can't do anything, you can't go anywhere. Obviously, unless you've got a bike. For me, cycling is everything. It's exercise, it's a hobby, it's a way of getting around. You don't have to pay for buses. It's like an interest, it's a discipline. You know, you can like force yourself into it and be good at something. Do you know what I mean?
It was pretty clear from the start that they were all from very different backgrounds, and yet they all liked cycling. I suppose no matter what your personal story is, the bicycle is pretty much the same thing. We're going to have a bit of a trust exercise going on to begin with, so that you know that you can rely on one another. So this one's Marcus's bike. Have a little brainstorm together of what you think's wrong with it, what could be better.
Really rusty.
This I'm not really sure
What's
about.
a very simple thing that makes your bike go a lot quicker?
Oh, chain.
Yeah, what do you want to do with your chain?
Oil it.
That's actually really nice.
What's number one thing that we're going to watch out for tomorrow?
Cars?
They're bricks basically.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
dangerous, isn't they, really? That one didn't shift at all, did it?
Can you hear that?
Yeah, man.
The basic idea of what we're doing tomorrow, we're riding out of the city, out of London, and we're going to get to the sea. It's all up to you. Where do you want to go?
Brighton.
I've never been to Brighton. I'd like to go there.
Anyone know roughly how far Brighton is?
On the bike, it'll probably be about 2 hours.
2 hours? You're going to be sitting on the bikes for a day.
8 hours.
You did not know this.
My name is Marcus. I'm 19. I was born in Wembley and I live in Leighton. I've been living with my foster family for 4 years. My real mum, she has an illness, and my dad, I haven't seen him in a long time. Being in foster family, it was nice, even that they weren't my blood. My mum, she really cared for me like for 4 years, and then like recently I just moved out.
I have a son. I find being a dad very scary. I've recently come out of a relationship with the mother of my child. When you have a kid, you can't leave that a part of you. You have days where you want to give up. You have days where you want to just go and do something. You can't. You got to be there. There's nothing you can do. But that's good. It's something to keep your head straight and grounded, you know. Around here in Thamesmead, everyone's a bit skinny. There's the drugs floating about all over the place. There's not really much going on. I mean, I don't know my neighbours. No one really talks to each other that much. There's not really a big community or anything like that.
Pretty quick, the guys just, they took over really, asking lots of questions and just really eager to get to know the other guys in the room. Danish, can you tell us about Hugo?
His favourite memory was when he found out that he got into a uni called LSC.
I'm Hugo, I'm 19 years old, was born in London, moved out to Oxford and have recently moved back into London to study geography at university. Going to LSE, there's a lot of my friends doing economics, trying to get jobs at banks, which isn't really what I'm doing. Got ideas about something to do with sustainable development. I'm heavily interested in climate change, and I think that it is possible for a business to be profitable and also green, so that interests me quite a lot. Cycling in London is how I get about most of the time. I've been riding bikes since I can remember riding to primary school with my old man, and it's the funnest way to get around. I think it's much more fun than sitting in a sweaty tube. Danish's fear is really, really irrational, but his biggest fear is dinosaurs. Or things coming towards him, like trucks and stuff, which is probably a bit more justified, I guess.
Hi, my name is Danish. I'm from India and I'm a full-time student in the 6th form. Cycling is the best option for me because now I'm going to become 18, so I have to pay for my travel. So what I'm doing is trying to learn how to cycle, learn the routes. It's much fun because rather than being on a train, you have to be with like so many people. You might as well be on a cycle where you can be outside, feel the fresh air.
Marcus, can you tell us about Philippa?
Fear is cows.
Can't stand cows.
We might see some cows in the countryside.
As long as they're far away, it's okay.
I'm Philippa Taylor. I live in Hackney. I'm 18 years old and I'm going to Bristol University next year. The workshop today was really good actually. I learned quite a lot. For example, my wheel was wonky and you could hear it. Like before that I didn't know anything. I thought it was just noise.
How are you doing on that? You going the right way on it? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, we're going to get those tyres rock hard.
I miss that sound though, it's like freewheeling.
The workshop today was good. I get to know everyone on the trip tomorrow. It's good that, we're talking and socialising because tomorrow is like the big day. We've got to just care for another and keep talking, communicate and teamwork.
So we're going to go to Brighton. We're going to get out of the city. Meet tomorrow morning, Tower Bridge. Don't be late. There'll be a couple of stops in the afternoon. Turner's Hill, probably Ditchling Beacon, and then let's see if we can get to Brighton before the sun goes down. Everyone feels confident about that?
Tomorrow I'm a bit nervous because it's definitely the furthest I've ever been. But it should be good fun. Hopefully the weather will be good.
The weather so far today has been pretty terrible. When I woke up this morning at 6, it was a pretty dismal sight. The rain was coming down pretty heavy. It was a little bit concerned about the guys maybe having changes of heart, not getting out of bed. But everyone's here now, and the weather seems to be better. The sun's coming in and out. We gave the guys a budget to buy their lunch. We've given them some cameras, a little bit of instruction. They seem quite excited. They're attaching them to bikes. So yeah, I mean, I suppose the main thing is going to be the weather, really. We just have to hope for the best, and that, you know, the guys can keep their spirits up. Woo! Okay, guys, bunch up. Let's ride together as a team. Woo!
I'll go after you, Hugo.
All right, sweet.
Fast bikes first.
Cycling to Brighton, like straight to Brighton, that would be a big challenge for me, yeah. Just hoping I'll get there, I will make it, that's it. Hopefully I will make it, so yeah.
All right, guys, let's get going, stick together, help one another on the hills. If someone's struggling, give them a push.
Excuse me, car, can you get side, please?
Danish, be quiet.
The hills are really steep, but not that long. But it still just kills me.
Tiring.
At about 2 o'clock, we really weren't doing so well. Everyone was tired, hungry. I think they were probably quite daunted about the overall distance we had to ride.
This is new, bro. This pain.
When we finally broke out of the city, and the countryside opened up somewhat, this excitement kind of picked up, and they really hit a bit of a rhythm.
Let's go, baby.
But I just remember going, just pelting. That was the fastest I've ever been on a bike or anything that was open.
Fast, go fast, when it goes down.
I had tears streaming down my face. It was just so much fun.
Wow, that was a good speed.
Good work, guys. If I had a chance to live here, would you live here? Around here, yeah. Like, you know, with greenery everywhere, like, you have big farms and shit. I mean, London, like, they say is really good, but, I mean, when you start living there, fuck, it's not. The city life is good. When you start going to boroughs, fucking get robbed.
They all saw things from their own perspective, of course, but yeah, gradually they really began to open up, and yeah, had quite a lot in common.
Being a young person, you do have that stereotypical, you're a young person, you're mischievous, you're up to no good, stuff like that. And so it can be quite annoying having that name on you.
It's kind of alright for me, but for some other people, they're struggling. They're not quite lucky. As me, I got my foster family that will keep me in focus. They will listen to me. That's what they need as well, but they don't get that sort of attention.
It is weird being a young person in London. Everyone says when sort of you're applying to university, don't go to London. It's impossible to sort of afford to live in London. But I think you just sort of have to compromise and make it work. Like, I always wanted to be at university in London as one of the best cities in the world, I think.
Anyone for peanut butter?
I need it. I need it.
I'm not too nervous about debt because student loans, they are quite flexible. But in general, I'm going to be quite excited. Fun.
The things I find most difficult about being a young person in London is just everything.
You can get involved in a lot of activities, but also there's so many gangs hanging around, like street boys, and you always have to be careful where you go.
I find finding work in London extremely hard. There's too many people. Well, there is enough jobs, but it's always stuff that like I'm not good at. I'm not good at selling things. I'm not good at advertising. I'm not good at approaching people and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So can't really do that.
My parents' jobs, they're both quite arty. My mum's a photographer and my dad is a graphics designer.
My dad, he's a self-employed electrician. He's finding it extremely hard to work at the moment. My mum, she's unemployed because she's disabled, so she can't work.
I think there's a whole world of worries that young people face without adults realising. I mean, they're paying attention, they're sensitive, it's all going in. And yeah, when you start out in a difficult background, it can be really hard to break away from that.
I don't really think I probably would have met people like that before. They're sort of from circles that I wouldn't necessarily move in.
This is calm, man. Relaxing.
Danish and Marcus come from a much less privileged background than I do. I was actually slightly worried that there might be some sort of resentment towards me because I've been lucky enough to be able to go to a good university and things like that.
There was a good humour between us as well, so we could talk about literally anything, and we made a lot of jokes, we had a laugh.
They were great people to cycle with.
Steep hill.
Julian was pushing me up those hills.
Steep hill.
On the hill I was really struggling, and he helped me along, he held on my back and he pushed me.
Wow, that was a good hill.
Ah, so hard. Oh my days.
My ass is killing me.
Okay, everyone, you did really well getting up that one. There's another bigger one waiting up ahead.
Go, go, go. We're doing good, you know that.
Do you guys know where you're going? Because I'm following you.
The worst part, probably Ditchling Beacon.
Oh my days, look at that hill.
Going uphill.
It was like climbing Everest, to be honest. Everyone made it up together and sort of we all went up together. I had a bit of a push at one stage, but we all got there. It was sort of a sense of relief, but also a sense of pride.
Cycling through the countryside was different. It made a change from like bricks.
This is mad, man.
That's so cool.
So much fun, yeah.
I live in London, so I hardly see any countryside around here. So being next to the countryside is really great because it's all green around you and you can smell the air, like the fresh air, and you can see all the animals there.
Okay guys, that was definitely the hardest part of the ride. There's about 10 miles left, all downhill from here. Let's get going. Right, we're on a straight road for a little while now, basically, guys.
I never thought I could get that far in distance on a bike.
So happy I made it, innit?
I was really amazed at what I'd achieved.
I made it.
It was really a good experience, not for just me, but for other young people to see what they can do and what they can achieve.
I had no idea that I'd be able to do it. I was really convinced that I wasn't fit enough, and then I sort of surprised myself.
I've never been to Brighton when it's dark. The pier was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I need a splash.
I think that was the best fish and chips I've ever had. Really, really hungry after all that.
At the end of the ride, everyone was really exhausted, but at the same time, obviously very proud of themselves. I mean, nobody's saying that the city is some terrible place and the countryside is perfect. And equally, the bicycle isn't the answer to all of the world's problems. But being there with the guys on the ride, you really got a sense that they were there with this sense of freedom in their own space, having an adventure.
This was my longest ride I ever done. I made it to Brighton all the way from London, so now I can make it to different places as well. So yeah, it made me really confident.
I'm so glad I did it. It was a great thing to do, I think, and I'd like to try and do something similar again.
I think I've learned it's okay to get lost, whereas before I was very nervous about getting lost, especially in London. But definitely now it would be really fun just going out there, getting lost, hopefully finding my way back. It would just be fun.
Oh my days, again.